Hey everyone, this is Kavan here. So today I'm very excited to have Ritika here with me. So from what I know, I've read content from Ritika before. She has been building businesses since 17 years old, and then recently she sold a product called Marked, a beta version product, but for $10,000. And from what I know, she is a big fan of building in public. So today I want to chat with her about her experience and her take on this topic. Welcome here.
Hi, thanks for having me.
Yeah, Ritika. So I always like to get to know the person first before we jump into any like business topics. So what should we know about you? Who are you as a person?
Oh my God, that's like hard. But yeah, I would say I'm more organized in my real life, like way too much that it also affects my life and my work. And if I have to meet people, then it's like if I meet you in person, then I'd be like start our conversation with like cracking joke, which I don't know normally people like it or not, but it's like the easiest way for me to get to know people and to like feel a comfort. But then I'm also an introvert inside, so I'm a mixture of I just don't know what kind of ingredients I really consider.
All right, just to echo what you said just now, I feel like I'm the same. I'm in quite an introverted person, but online when I'm typing, people think I'm like super outgoing. It's because the way I express myself. I feel like you're kind of the same.
Yeah, basically because I found my place on Twitter. I'm completely introvert, and I feel like Twitter has made me extrovert to an extent, just for Twitter people, not for like everywhere around, but it has like helped me be out there, meet new people, and experience new things, get new opportunities.
Right. So that means if I ask your best friend in real life and your best friend on Twitter to describe you, they would say pretty different things.
Yeah, might be, but I don't
What would your real life friends say?
that I'm quite funny, and I'm like I just talk to people easily, but it's not like that. For them, I can, but because I'm comfortable around them,
Uh-huh.
maybe because of that.
What about your Twitter
But
friends then?
oh, I've talked to a bunch of them and having had a video call with them. So I don't know. We all basically everyone I've talked to till now on Zoom calls, random people, all of them are same. Like all of them like me. Like they are all introvert inside. The only thing is, uh, like Twitter has helped them, be out there.
Yeah, I think I can agree to that because I guess in a way we feel like we're being heard. Because in real life we don't really like to go to events or I don't know other ways to meet people.
I don't like that. I've never done that before. Never ever. I don't know if I can actually go out and just be an even and introduce myself like, hey, I'm this, and I do this and this, and I don't know what would it lead to. So yeah, Twitter's cool.
I did that a lot in the previous experience, but I hated it. So today we I want to talk to you about Marked, the product company you sold. But I want to know more about like what you did before that. Like you started building businesses at 17. Can you just give us like a quick summary of that?
Okay, so I'm basically a marketer. Uh, and when I was 17, I tried to build a marketing agency, and I built it for like 3 years, successfully built it, and then after 3 years, I sold it. And after that, I've always been working with SaaS people, like who build softwares and that kind of subscription based companies, and that kind of always been my heart. Like this is the idea that I can work, that this is the place that I want to experience. And sometime at the time when I was working on my agency, I got this idea that I should build a tech tool, and which was called as work map, which was on there for 2 years, but it miserably failed. And absolutely, but it was like success for me at a certain point because it taught me so much, but it was not successful. It was a complete failure because I couldn't take it to like building a huge user list or something like that. Maybe also in earning revenue, but it was like almost everything I'm not supposed to do. I did that. I hired people. I literally went for investors, tried to raise money, and like, no, everything. I tried to do everything, but it didn't work out at the end. And that's how I learned that, you need to start small. And basically at that time I was on Twitter and everyone was building something, and they were, people around me were like starting with MVP and spreading the forms out and reaching out to people and getting users. This way I got an idea that if the next time I want to build something, I will build it in a new and different and better approach way.
You really remind me of my own story. I also came from a venture backs route, and I was really spoiled, spending all this money. And I realized the biggest problem is that I didn't understand the space and the customer. And just like you, now I feel like I'm exploring, I'm working with people, so I'm like learning a bit by bit. But I feel much better putting that into the product because I understand these people. Yeah,
Yeah.
this is fascinating.
And also like it's hard when you have like everything, you don't know how to manage the resources. So that's the
Yeah.
one thing I actually learned from there.
Okay. Yeah. That's why we're connected because we had the same journey. Then where did the idea of Mark come from?
Okay, so I actually started writing in 2021. Basically, I don't know, since that time.
So just
Yeah,
last year.
yeah, I think maybe in last year. But I started writing. I've never wrote. I never tried to build public and try to build an audience. But for me, I felt like I need to build an community of people, like to lean on them. Maybe they can lean on me, something like that. And the only easiest way possible for me was writing, because I can't do podcasts, I can't do videos. I'm shy and I'm introverted. I can't do that. So writing was the only thing, is easiest thing for me to do. And I tried it. And when I was working on each and every article, I got this idea that I need each and every article, the time when I research it about it, needs to be, have all the resources from where I get the idea of the article needs to be in one particular format. And I don't have to go through the complete article again and again just to be in the right area. I can just highlight that part and save it. So I was thinking that maybe this is the thing I can try. That's how I got idea. But as I try to explore it, as I tried to talk to people, I realized that there needs to be certain different direction. So that's how I was moving towards building in public.
Got it. I think because in the audience, there are a lot of people who are starting their journey. And I'm really intrigued by your way of like, oh, I don't have an idea now, but I'll just start writing online. Do you have any like tips on what people should write about when they have no business idea? They just want to kind of show up online to start expressing themselves.
I think that's what I did. I tried to share my experience, past experience, all about my failures, basically, because I feel like not more people write about your failures and vulnerabilities, but they like always treasure, this is how you should be done, this is how it needs to be. And I was like, I need to create a place for me to visit each and every year to remind myself, like, this is how I did it, this is how I'm not supposed to do it, and this is how I'm going to make myself better. So like, just put yourself out, show your past experiences or what you're doing currently. Maybe you will lead to some ideas in future.
And you said like this is a great way to build a community around yourself. And how do you exactly draw those people in to read what you write? Because a lot of people have trouble with that.
Uh, that was especially, that was the problem. But what I did was like share it on Indie Hacker, my articles, and on Twitter. And that's how I got a bunch of readers. And my newsletters are basically on Substack. So Substack used to have this thing. I don't know if they still have it, but they used to have this algorithm inside them that used to push writers and get them audience. So this is the way I used to get discovered by their audience. And then Google used to find me. And sometimes what I did was just copy and paste that newsletter on Medium, so that those from there also I can get you know readers. Sometimes from Medium, most of my like one or two articles rank on Google, and then they just get you bunch of traffic.
I love it. I love it because a lot of people they just write, but they actually don't think about how to get the content into people's hand. But from what I hear, you know exactly that writing is not enough, so you actually distribute it, push it out. I love it.
I actually didn't know this thing in the beginning, but I tried. Then I feel like, okay, I'm not getting any users. What am I supposed to do? So I started talking to people who were actually writing already, and they gave me this idea like you should do this, you should do that. So I tried almost every possible thing I can, and these are the main area now I focus on.
I guess that's the marketing mind speaking. You're like you're
Absolutely.
good at doing these things. You mentioned about like sharing failures and struggles that we're getting into the building in public part. I want to know like how did you pick up this mindset? Is it from your previous experience? How do you become such an open person? People ask me the same question, and I say probably because it's from my childhood. I'm never afraid of sharing mistakes, but I'm curious how you came to where you are right now.
I mean, I am afraid. I'm still not that person. If person comments bad to me, or like literally DMs me something really nasty thing, I would just block that person. I still do that. I can't stand that. I'm still not like, okay, you have to handle it quietly, but I can't do that. But whenever I see other people on Twitter that they share how they fail and they learn and now they have improved it, it just gives you so much energy just to be yourself. You know, just have fun with it. Don't just take it too seriously. But yeah, I can write about it. But if someone points, I'm still not okay. I'm just trying to learn from it too.
Mm, yeah, it reminds me of my first encounter of building in public. I was reading some blog post from someone, and when I was reading it, I'm like, whoa, she's amazing. I want to be like her. And actually, her open journey got me to be her biggest fan. I'm still talking to her today, like once a month or once every 2 weeks.
No, for me, there was only one person, but I haven't yet been able to reach out to her because she's like a huge person. She has become such a huge person, and she lives in Silicon Valley.
Okay.
She was the one because
Wait,
of
is it
whom I
Marina?
yes.
Oh, I read your blog post and I was like, you mentioned Marina a lot here and there, Silicon Valley girl.
Yeah,
Okay.
yes. Like she's my biggest inspiration. I always text her, try to get to know like some or the other way, trying to reach to her, but that's not possible. I don't know why, but maybe in someday I'm gonna meet her. But she was literally my inspiration, like from college time. When I was applying for MBA in US, and when they asked question like who inspires you the most, and everyone was like, oh, write about Elon Musk, write about Steve Jobs, and everyone, I was like, no, wait a minute, I'm gonna write about Marina. Okay. And that's the thing that caught my admission people attention, and they were like, okay, we like you, we can just have you. But then I never went to college, and I only built companies. That's what I do.
Can you tell us a little bit about what you like about Marina?
How open she is, like she has shared her journey from like zero to who she is now. That's what is like. I was also at that place when I had nothing, and then learn things, experience things, and got opportunities how to reach out to people. She's definitely like extrovert. She can reach out and everything. I'm still not that good at it, but the way she literally moved from one city to another country, and the whole journey of her, what all obstacles that came into her life, and how she just managed to do everything with like two people, her and her husband. They run the company together. This is how they moved to different country. So maybe because of that, I still have like a huge impact. Her, sorry, I don't know what I'm speaking. Like her on my life, her impact on my life. Maybe
Yeah.
because of that reason.
I think the key word you mentioned is the journey. Like it usually
Yeah.
takes a while for you to build trust or even like a person. But you know, Silicon Valley girl has shown up in our lives over and over again and
Yes.
sharing all these ups and downs, and that's why we know her. Even
You,
though I
you,
don't watch all her videos, but
I
I
don't. Me too.
I know her because I follow her Instagram, YouTube,
Exactly.
and I watch it once in a while. I think
Yeah.
the keyword is journey. It takes a long
Yeah.
time.
And I know her since like she just moved to United States. From that time, I know her. So maybe that is the connection I have.
Mm, yeah. I want to know, so building in public, I always tell people it's two parts. One is confidently tell your stories, which you do a lot on Twitter, and also your Substack is so colorful, the writing you have there. But also interacting with people, because you don't want to just be this person who's like writing and then never talk to anyone. And I was just looking at your Twitter. You're quite good at interacting with people. I see that you have this one tweet about I'm building a directory for non-SaaS. If you have something, drop it in here, and you know it exploded. I'm curious to know like how you think about interacting with people online.
Okay, by the way, that was a luck. I will say that was a luck because in December also I tweeted something about community and it just went viral. And yeah, it was like there was something in my mind and I just posted. Sometimes I, save it on typefully and it just scheduled for me. But if when it comes to like connecting and engaging with others, whenever I DM someone, I just click the notification bell that has Twitter has, so that each and every time if they tweet something, I just get a notification right away and I can just connect with them. Maybe this way I figure people out. This way I'm able to reach out to more people because it's very hard for me to just like go into someone's DM and just text them, oh, hey, could you want to be on a Zoom meeting with me? That's not possible. I mean, I try to be in my comfort zone, but try to push it little bit every time. Yeah, like that was the thing that helped me connect with other peoples on Twitter. But I don't know if I've left something to say.
So you basically, everyone who engage with you and shows up on your notification, you make sure to take that chance to talk or interact with them in any way. You don't miss out
Yes,
that chance.
I don't miss out those people, but if there's a feed on my feed, if there's someone whose content I like and I reply it, and then we keep on talking on the comment section, then I just follow that person, and then that person reach out to me, or maybe I reach out to them, because like that's the only way possible for me to like engage or like connect with them in person, and then we just start DMing.
I love how you take relationships. It's like step by step approach, and you really respect people's time. So you like take every chance to engage with them. I want to know a bit more about. So you build in public, and you openly talk about how you build this product. Um, did that lead to some interesting stories, like how these people watching you build this product jump in to help you, give you feedback, anything like that?
I literally have got tons of opportunities throughout the year. When I was like started building in public in March 2020, I actually considered Twitter as like the main objective and literally posted every thought that came into my mind and talking about my product and ideas and everything. But that thing absolutely lead me to amazing opportunities, like founders reaching out to me and like, we have been through this thing, can you just help us this figure thing out? We want to invite you as a guest speaker to like the biggest company in some country. And VC firm reached out to me like, we want you as a mentor and like guiding for product growth and marketing. Like I've did this thing just because I build in public and people know me, start knowing me, even with like small number of followers on Twitter. But yeah, some of the other way, it definitely helps you build in public, like connect and get opportunities.
So this is really interesting because I'm on your page right now, and you also mentioned it. Your following is not that big. Like right now, I'm looking at 926. but then opportunities are already there.
Yeah.
I'm guessing because people see how good your content is, how good you're sharing your stories, and they just ignore that following number. That is not that important. And I feel like a lot of people new on Twitter get this wrong. They feel like the number
Yes.
is so important. So, do you think so? I guess my question is like, what do you think? Like all these people reaching out to you, do you sense that they don't care about that following number? I just kind of want to hear from you for that.
Yeah, no, yeah, definitely. They don't care about it. I used to be that same person, like I want this number of followers, then only I would have this or that. But no, this is not true. You can always get opportunities from absolutely anywhere. You just have to like keep your mind open that something can lead to something. You just have to show yourself the true self out there. And even if you have a I don't have a huge number of subscribers on my email list or on my Twitter, but still have like landed huge opportunities that I'm really, really grateful for. I've never thought I would be able to get that. I was like, okay, I need to have 20,000 followers. Maybe after that, I can get it. Maybe I can get featured after that. But no, it can get you anywhere. They don't care about, uh, you know, how popular you are. They care about what story you have.
Yeah, I think you said your Substack doesn't have a lot of subscribers, but honestly, I don't see the number. But when I read it, I'm like, whoa, the writing is good, the journey is there, and you're transparent. So, and I guess this is the reason why I asked you to join me on this show because
Yeah,
I know
exactly.
you have something to share and people can learn from you. Yeah, wow, this is great.
That's the only reason why maybe I get so many opportunities. Like basically, this is the only reason I feel.
Can you tell us a little bit about like how you built your network? So we were just talking about how you write something and then people reach out to you, but do you also, ask for referral? Hey friend, do you know this person? Any other ways to kind of expand your network?
I'm really bad at that. I'm really, really bad at that. I haven't like I used to do cold outreach,
Uh-huh.
yeah, like years ago when I was like building my marketing agency. I was so good at that time. But now I just like, oh no, just let me sit back, let things happen. If that doesn't happen, then I'm fine. I'm already in a good space. So it's like, okay, I did try to do it like one or two times, but yeah, and definitely people are so nice that they will definitely refer you to someone you want. But no, I don't actively try it, and I don't think I'm gonna try it that much. Like I'm done for it.
Okay, so basically just share your story and then when it happens, it happens.
But I'm really like, if people want help from me or some kind of connection, like I'm like 100% on it. I can be there for everyone, but for me to just take a step forward, it can be sometimes hard. As I told you, like I'm highly introverted person, and it's really hard for me to just ask someone to do something for me. But
Mm.
I think I have to overcome with it some point in my life.
I think for those listening to this chat, pretty sure 80% of them are also introverted. So this is very helpful because from what I hear from your story, like you don't need to actively reach out to people, but as long as you're being helpful, you're being the valuable member in the community, that works already.
Yeah, you don't have to be desperate actually.
Mm.
Like when you try to reach out, you I feel like I'm being desperate. Like I just want that, I want this, I want that. Sometimes just let it go with the flow.
Yeah, totally. Not like pitching, selling, making a
Yeah,
transaction. It takes
yeah.
time,
It
basically.
takes time. Really, you have to build a trust. Then everything might happen. But yes, at some point you need to reach out, but not like actively just focusing on that area. Like try to build a community or maybe build a trust in people, like that, let them see who you are.
Yeah, this is why I love talking to people who build in public because we're looking for the long term. We are focusing on the fundamentals. We're not hacky.
Yeah.
I'm
Exactly.
very grateful about the people I meet.
Me
Um,
too.
do you think build in public is for a particular type of people, or do you think everyone can do it?
Oh, actually, when you send me the question uh, about something that we're going to talk about in next maybe afterwards, I feel like no, it's not for everyone, I guess, because the current company that I'm working with, I don't feel like they need building in public. This is the kind of model they have. They don't require it, but as an individual, you can you can try it out. If it fits you, go for it. But it also like your comfort, how comfortable you are with sharing, how much you have to share with everyone, because at some point you're sharing way too much when you're not supposed to do. You have to find the balance and like a line between how much to share and how much not to share. So I think it's like it depends on person to person and company to company.
Okay. Yeah, that makes sense. I like to think that it's a good strategy for, indie solo bootstrap this kind
Yeah,
of founders or creators because I mean it's the cheapest marketing way to do it, but it's also
exactly.
trueless to yourself.
And take time.
Yeah. Okay. I was gonna ask you like when you join this new early stage startup as their CMO, like whether you can still help them build in public. But I think you answered my question already. They don't need
But
it.
I
They're
think,
using another way to market themselves.
yeah, exactly.
Then my follow up question would be: do you think it's harder for companies with like a small team or beyond to build in public? It's easier as an individual.
Mm. It's easier in individual, basically. Like, you don't have to ask permission what to post, what not to post to everyone. And in companies, bigger companies like the one I work now at, it's not a it's not like early new startup. It's like been there for 4.5 years. So it's not possible for them to like completely move into this strategy that share everything from now on to people. But like if I try and approach my CEO and I tell her that maybe we can explore this area and she agrees on it, then maybe we can try at some level. But as the business model it is, I don't think so that's possible for them to like be, explore everything out. Uh, but yeah, it depends, I guess.
Yeah, I think it is hard like the CMO is building in public, but not the founder. I feel like it has to come from the founder
Exactly.
somehow.
Like the
Yeah.
founder is the face of the company. So if she does it, then it's quite easier. But if I'm doing it, then it doesn't make sense because I might leave the company maybe 1 or 2 year, or maybe I don't know when, and then this whole thing doesn't balance.
Right. That's right. Yeah. Um. Oh, okay. Sorry. I I want to go back to Mark because I feel like we have talked a lot about building in public, but we forgot about your product, Mark. Um,
Okay.
I was thinking you sold the product for $10,000. I was thinking if building public helped in any way to kind of facilitate that sale.
Uh, Basically, I got all my users from building in public. Since the day one, I shared my idea and created a form and asked people to fill it. And this is the way I got like which direction I should build it. So when I had like a prototype, I sent uh, people like to try it out, like maybe 25 people I'd send it to try it out, and almost 10 people actually showed up and they were like, okay, this is good, but this needs to be changed. Since the beginning, like out of that 10 people, one person was like the longest one who stayed with me, and that was the person who referred me to someone who actually buy this product. So
Wow.
yeah, in some or the other way it was, because I don't know around me who was using this product, but only from Twitter or from like form I created and talked about it. And this is how that's the way how I got users.
So it's like one dot leading to another dot leading to another dot.
Yeah,
So
exactly.
it's not very easy to kind of visualize how it works, but basically you put yourself out there and then magical things start to
It
happen.
just exactly it just happens. I was not expecting like that person would show interest in it, but I was like hoping maybe I could try micro acquires to like give a shot like how it turns out. And before even I tried out, someone just like, okay, I have someone who can like take it and build it in a bigger possible way, because I built it on no code tool on all by myself, and it was getting harder for me at some point. So I was like, maybe if I get technical partner or someone from the technical, some technical person to just take over this part. But then that person said like, I am working on something similar project, and I think I can, you know, code and do stuff. You just for a year or two help us do the marketing advising, but basically I'm still part of it because I'm advising them. But yeah, the technical part is being gone now.
That's great. It becomes kind of like a collaboration in a
Yeah,
way. Yeah.
exactly.
My question is, so a lot of people, when they build in public, they're confused whether if I build in public, then I attract mostly other founders who are interested in my journey. So how do you build in public in front of the target audience of your product?
Oh, wow, that's hard actually. Basically, I never considered that area. I never thought about that in depth, because the people who I was talking to themselves are founders. So like they also have like people who are their users, they're using it. So like when you exchange tweets or do something, your tweet shows up into that their feed, and like this way it goes on, creates a loop, and maybe out of that, sometimes a person just gets into that loop and wants to try your product. Maybe you know you have to some or the other way find easiest possible way to get users. And for me it was like talking to other founders who were having similar problems like me, and replying to their tweets and commenting on their tweets. So yeah, maybe because of that I got, because I didn't have a proper target audience, like the search paper that everyone creates. I didn't create it that. I just like, okay, this is the problem. This person might use it, and this is how I can try things out.
I love it. I think it helps when your product is not so niche, because I know some
Exactly.
people they create something super niche and you're like, this is not something an average person would be interested in. But then your tool
Exactly.
might be a bit more broad, so this
Sometimes
strategy
we
just help. Yeah,
sometimes
just
we
works.
ourselves doesn't even know the story, like how our user are going to use it. What we think is that this is the possible way I am going to use it, but we don't know how they will use it, for what purpose they will use it. So it's like still in a discovery phase. Early stage startups or products are always in discovering phase. They have to discover themselves. Maybe through that you get like even the definition of how you're going to call it, what are you going to one liner, create a one liner for it, and what kind of audience you're going to target.
This is great. So you're saying what we defined in the early days might be incorrect. Like put it out there, and then the
Exactly.
the feedback will tell you, oh, actually this group of people fit it better.
Yeah.
Oh, this
I've
is
talked to
amazing.
some people and they say the same thing, and I'm like, oh yeah, this can happen.
All right. Um, yeah, I think I really love your story.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't have any other questions, but if I ask you one quick way for anyone to build this transparent mindset, what do you think that would be? What would you say to them?
You have to share at some point, like take it as a winning place, like you have won something, even if that is failure you have been, because a lot of people don't even reach to that place. You have that quality, you have like uniqueness, and just share it out. Maybe some people find it useful, some might not, but at the end it's going to help you today or tomorrow.
Thank you for saying that. Just by sharing, putting yourself out there, you're kind of in the top 20% already.
Thanks.
Thank you, Rikita.
Thanks,
No,
Ritika.
Ritika.
Yes,
Thank
I
you,
know my name is
Ritika.
kind of hard.
No, I'm just bad with names. But thank you so much for joining me and telling us your story and journey. Very, very joyful story. Yeah, so thank you.
Thanks for having me.
All right.
Okay,
Bye.
bye bye.